Hello, comrades. It's Premier Rever, and I am back again, looking down at my city of Revergrad, and there are some things that we need to take care of. Let's start time up again. I deliberately had it paused for a minute for a couple reasons. I was going around looking for problems, and I think that this is something that I have neglected. I mean, my ministers have neglected, and now I have to step in and help take care of it. One of the things is we are kind of hemorrhaging money, so to speak. Like if you look, like both of these numbers are going down significantly. And what I would like to try to do is see first, our first knee jerk reaction has been to come up to our power plants. And I'm not sure what problems this is going to cause, but I just want to try to up this and see what happens. Because I just can't be hemorrhaging rubles. There you go. Now, by the way, I've noticed this too. It doesn't always, that was a little quicker. Sometimes it even takes longer. I don't care if I have tons of money rolling in, but I can't have it just like pouring out here, Oops, where the heck am I going? Going to the other part of the map. And let's just see, how much do we have here? Well, let's put this on 70% as well. Now, I don't know how the game balances things. Let's take a look at this switch. It's not fluctuating. So these numbers are both going down. But one of the things I was looking at here, let me pause it because I'm just sort of nervous about these numbers until we get these things going a little bit. Maybe we can make a few improvements to stop that. For the longest time, I look at this economy and trade, and I think when you first start out, and I'm not an economist kind of guy, I'm more of an engineer, but I think this is more valuable than I may have realized, in the sense that it doesn't, like before I was always just looking at what we imported and what we exported. Well, now that we're not doing that, as much, I'm not relying on it as much. I'm more self-sufficient. What I'm realizing is that, and you can see which number I kind of keep pointing to, this is actually pretty helpful. I wish they would give you like a sum total of your consumption, like they have an overall domestic production. And it wouldn't be bad if that was broken down into categories, right? I know you can click on this and see the different categories, or the different things, but at the same time, whatever. I do wish there was an overall number on this one. But if you take a look, this is like we've been losing money, and I forget what it was at the end of the last episode, but it's been going down, and part of it is this. Now, our money is going down because our import-export imbalance, but at the same time, this gives you a pretty good indication. We've been spending over half of what we make. Even though we might be using it internally, we're still spending over half of what we make on construction this month. So if you look, it's the very end of the month, and it's probably a good time to look at it. What did we do last month? Say, look at that. Well, even worse last month, right? So, there's only so long that I can sustain that. So what that's telling me is I have to cut down on how much I'm spending on construction, because, at this point, let's say this is like between this number and this number, you're talking 600,000, right? And then another really, 650,000, 660,000 plus another 500,000. So I'm spending 2/3 of this money here on the other industry and citizens and all, and then I'm spending another 560,000 on construction. So I don't think you need to study the heck out of this, but I think it's be kind of interesting to you. Now, that was last month. Again, this month slightly different, but still similar numbers. Certainly nothing drastically different about this month than last month. So there you go. So, it just means there's only so long you're going to sustain that. Now, another thing that I think is interesting to look at is our resource stats. And I know I've seen people look at this before in other videos, and we have a fair amount of money in bitumen and fuel. By the way, that beep, I apologize for that beep. A few days ago ordered a battery for my Verizon Fios internet battery backup. I don't know why they don't have it where you can shut that thing up, but it's, my house beeps now. So, but the battery is on its way. So hopefully after Thursday, which is this is like Wednesday, I'll have the battery. Might even get it today. Depends on the circumstances. Anyway, we have a lot of money in fuel and bitumen. So as we think about moving forward and exporting things, I think that that's certainly two things that we should consider exporting. The other one is, I think we could get away with selling some steel. Because we've built up a good amount. I focused on it, which is great, and it's just a pretty big number with a lot of dollars sitting out there. So even though our dollars are dropping, while we have some money, I think it would be worth finding a truck that's not doing too much. And I don't necessarily want to yank it out of one of those, but like this guy, I think I have a truck that's dropping off to over here. Oh yeah, by the way, okay, let's change subject slightly. There we go. We now have a whole almost complete construction thing. We're waiting on this final gravel conveyor, and we are waiting on, well, that's about it, that gravel conveyor. Yeah, because this guy, is he done? Oh no, that's the conveyor. Oh, there you go, transfer engine. Yeah, so the transfer engine's now done, and so we're waiting on that. So we should be able to start laying track, which hopefully is not overly expensive. I wonder if I can afford that along with other things, because that's, if we want to get more exports going, that's really going to be the way to do it, right? Because we could start, I think it would be worth exporting these panels, say, if we did that. Anyway, so I distracted myself completely. What I want to do is, there's a truck that's delivering to here. I don't know if he goes this way. He seemed to be going this way. By the way, I paved a bunch of things where I could. I was paving with this crew over here. So if you look, like this kind of, well, this whole area is pretty well done. I guess I should go up this way a little bit, but all right, let's find this truck. Well, you know what? That guy's working for the construction thing. There's another one right here. Well, he's working for the construction thing. Oh, you know what? I need to look in the most obvious place. There we go. Is that him? Now he's going over to Kameen one. So what he does is he goes over there, drops off what he can, and then comes back. No, oil chaw. Yeah, so he's... So what I want to do is take him off of this effectively. So let's go here. And I just want him to go from oil chaw and take everything that's out of oil chaw right now. Right, so I'm going to tell him to... No, you're still going to be at this... Now, is he going to go to the steel mill? No, he's not even going to go to the steel mill. Let's just get this set up first so he doesn't get too confused. And I don't get too confused. So he's going to go from the oil chaw storage. He's going to load up whatever's in there. And then he is going to unload it at the import scope. So let's delete this. Delete that. And I'm going to just... How much is... Oh, he only has... Okay. So he's even going to just stop what he's doing. And then he's going to go do that. Let's play time a little bit. So that should get us some dollars coming in. And let's play again. Yeah, see, this guy is barely going down. We might be able to do something. I'd like to get this to stop going down normally, you know? But anyway, let's see what he does. Let me see. Yep, so he left. So now what's going to happen is this guy Yeah, this is the medium storage. This guy is just going to be running whatever steel we have over to the railroad tracks. And then there should be another guy floating around here. Yeah, this is probably... No, that's the construction guy. That's this guy. That's the construction guy. But there's another guy floating around here that should be going to here and then here. Anyway, you get the idea. I try not to get into too much of this nitpicky stuff on the videos, but thought I would show you that what I'm doing to try to get us some money here. Yeah, now let me see. Yeah, so there you go. Now there's another thing that's going on that I noticed when I was sitting up here. Two things, actually. I sort of set the plan in motion a little while ago. This gravel was full at one point, and because we're using it so much on this cement, like we're building so many of these, so that we're running ourselves out of gravel. So I sent a dump truck that was bringing stuff over to there, and I want to put that dump truck on duty to go from here, because I noticed this guy could really use at least one more if we want to stay efficient, right? Now I'll put it on this, though. This one, I don't know. I like to do this because then when I click on a truck, at least I know which category they're in. Like, oh, that's definitely not the right one. There we go. But we'll send to this guy first because he's got most of the load in there anyway. Good. So now we'll have 3 trucks running back and forth. We'll see if that's enough gravel. We might have to build another one of our pre-planned quarries, but at least that should be 50% more gravel coming into here. And then eventually this guy will cool his tool. Now another thing I noticed, not because of this, is because I'm just looking for problems in this place. We have plenty. I was saying, okay, well, what are we spending our money for imports, right? And I go, why are we spending so much money on cement? Especially because it was like last month, right? Like $24,000 on cement. I'm making my own darn cement. Well, here you go, guys. So let's go over here and close that off, which is fine for a minute. So he's going to run out of stuff because he doesn't. I never set up a cement truck to go over here. So let's come to here, and we're going to buy another vehicle, cement tank. We'll get the big one because, I don't know, I guess I always get the big one, don't I? Alright, so let's close that and say, okay, you're going to go from the cement thing to here, and there's no other selection for this guy, so start. Plus I won't get confused what he's carrying because I know he can only carry cement, right? Well, there we go. So that should be, the only other thing I want to see is this number slow down. Now, I'm not sure. Let's see what happens if we, over here, let's cut down on the amount we're selling here and see if we can get this number. Well, they might be buying some stuff. Let's come to this, and well, that's certainly, we're exporting a fair amount, but the number's still going down. So what are we buying so much of? It's just food. So let's see if we can. Yeah, see, you know what? Let's try to buy these with dollars. By the way, one thing, you don't have to change all of these individually, or like all you don't have to mess with any of this. Just click on the dollars and you switch them all. Like click dollars there, open the window, and just click dollars. How's that? Okay, so that's arrested. Look, that's actually going up. That's going down at a prodigious rate. So let's go back and undo what we did here. And see if we can't. What do we have it on? 7, right? Now remember, we're going to be, when it comes to the dollars, we're now, as long as we set it up right, we should have that truck at least is going to empty this guy out. And I don't see us doing any major construction in this area immediately, right? So I'm okay with of all of these getting emptied that. Like, it's not even going to affect anything. I'm still going to get steel up into here for a while. And eventually we may just take that truck and have them, you know, drive from here to there. So there we go. How are we doing on our conveyor? Oh, another thing. There's always another thing, right? That I noticed is we didn't have a bus stop. So when I came in here to look, it's saying missing gravel, missing this, missing that. But we don't have any workers. So I've got a bus stop set up here. So another thing that we need to do is get that built. So let's at least assign these guys to do this road. So, oh yeah, this was a pain in the butt getting this guy in here. There should be. Oh, I can't even. Come on. Oh, there it is. Okay. So anyway, we'll have a bus stop there. You know what I need that I didn't do? We need a footpath. Let's get one of that. Okay, over there in these. Yeah, these footpaths are much more flexible than the roads, huh? Alright, so now, might as well assign these guys to do the footpaths as well, right? There you go. Now this guy is annoying because notice how he picked, like, I've got this off of auto search because I like to pre-plan and not have, you know, I like control. But notice how it has like this conveyor. There's a bug here. Like even the railroad, this is unfinished railroad 14. Like I can't delete that project. Like if I try, okay, the footpath I can. Now these I can delete, by the way, because somebody else is assigned to work on them. See, now watch this. So like, I can't delete this one because it's connected to the building, right? Delete, no. If I try to delete this one, it just switches places. It's like it automatically just puts it back in. But since this guy has the paving equipment, right, let's go, sorry, too many menus. Let's go and assign this. It's really low priority anyway. All right, so we're going to assign that guy to that. And now watch. Now I'll be able to come in here. That was the unfinished factory connection. Oops. Now I can delete it. But I can't delete this one, no matter what. So now I think that that's okay, because there's no way I'm not going to want him to build that one railroad section once he's able to. So there you go. All right. So I think, let's take a look. We got money coming in, and that's going up now at a prodigious rate. It's probably because the guy's over there selling steel, I bet, which is good. We needed to arrest that negative trend, because we went from having, I don't know if you added both numbers up, which isn't totally fair to do. We went from having 800, a million, whatever it was, like down to not so much. So I need to cool my tool. But I also wanted to point out, here we are on this. No construction company, but we should have put one on there. Are we done our food factory? No, we're not. We're done the first phase. We got a lot of bricks and whatnot to bring over there, don't we? Yeah, so we'll just cool our tool. Let me go, because we don't want to rush this construction, because we're just killing ourselves with the money. Yeah, so this guy is our paving guy. Let's get him to do this. And then this guy doesn't actually have a road connection. So I'm going to get him, yeah, paved road. Let's see if we can't get it to go like that. Yep. There we go. So now he can also, this is the paving crew. So we'll assign them to 2 tasks. So we'll get our connection going between the silo and this. Now, Mikhail, he came up with, saying he doesn't know if this is all going to work, and I do agree. Um, the balancing between silos and all is kind of weird. It seems to do it on some percentage, and we'll see. I'm hoping that we can store food and corn in here in some logical manner that that it works, that we can load trains with the food and or the corn, because I would like to not necessarily have my clothing factory here, and eventually it'd be nice if we had a railroad track that could take corn either down to this clothing factory, or we would demolish this one and who knows, maybe even set up clothing town. But it would be nice to be able to bring corn down to here with the train. How is our corn factory or our factory doing? This is a bit of a problem. We're importing food, but at the same time, this warehouse, like, we're not getting it all out of here. Do you know what I mean? Like, because our trucks aren't taking it away from here fast enough. So one thing I thought that we should probably or could be able to do is just, I don't want to do too much because we're going to create like a whole new infrastructure. But I think what we can do is up the amount of food that we can store in here. Right? Now, I don't want to go so far. Okay, why is this at 11%? When it comes to purchasing, can we purchase less than that? What are we doing with dollars? No, it's either that or nothing. Okay, so that's fine. I'm just not even going to mess with that. Yeah, so let's bring this up. It's kind of killing our alcohol. Yeah, that's fine. 50,000 on the alcohol. Clothes. I don't even know if we need clothes in there, but I guess we do. No, you know what? Well, I don't know. We really need another building, but I don't necessarily want to build it right this minute. So what I want to do now is come into here and buy at least one, not open hall, covered hall. And we'll get, is this the biggest one? 12 tons. I think there's a bigger one, isn't there? No, that is, once in a while they move everything around because they get us a new thing. So this is the newest one. Let's actually get 2 of these guys. Just because we can. And our money's going back up a little bit. And I want to take this guy and say, look, just haul from here to here. Bread. And wait to be loaded. Don't worry about waiting to be loaded, because hopefully we'll be getting stuff out of here as fast as possible. And then what we're going to do is say copy that route. Is that the other one? Yeah, can't copy this one, so let's open this guy. Yep, they both have that. So you go ahead and start. Did I miss it? Yeah. So we're going to start both of those. And then what I want to do is, so that's just going to try to keep, food coming out of there and into our buffer. So this will now at least temporarily be a buffer. And then I want to take, is that one of the food trucks coming back? Which one are you? So you're just going to the Energix Shopping Center. What I want you to do now, instead of going there, I want you to come here. Yeah, let's go here and load bread. And then let's just delete this one. Are you already loading at the other place, I guess? Yeah, you're already loading here. Okay, that's fine. We kind of missed that cycle, but that's perfectly fine. I don't care if he took a little food out of there. Now, what is this guy doing? So you're going to... Okay, you're one of my imports to warehouse. So you get the idea, right? So I'm going to take... Now, the one that's delivering here in town, I don't think... Like, there's one of these trucks... Yeah, that's our imports to warehouse guy showing up. So I'm going to sit here and wait, and the one that's delivering into here, I think I'm just going to have him keep doing that. Like, in other words, the guy who does this and this store. Because he's doing a pretty good job, so I don't think I'm going to mess with him, but there's another guy that should be out and about that's going all the way up to here. So I'll find them. You guys don't need to watch that. And I'll keep building here, and then I definitely will come back when we launch our first section of rail. How does that sound? All right, I will... Give me a few minutes and I'll be back, and we'll look at the rail being built, and I'll catch you up on everything else then. Okay, a little bit of time has progressed. We've got our bus stop built up here. I also decided, since the guys in Energenisk weren't doing anything, I sent their construction crew to get us another quarry going. And I figured out that these dump trucks aren't hauling gravel ore. Like, one of them, yeah, this guy. The other ones were set on anything, I think many moons ago, but this guy I had set on getting gravel and not gravel quarried stone. So this is quarried stone symbol here. So once I straighten that out, and then plus this guy's done filling up this bin here, so we've actually now got a little bit of stone backing up, which is good. So I don't know that we need this other one, but at least it'll be built for future use. And then I came down here, and I'm a little bit confused, and I want to see what's going on. You know, we got our bus platform, and we need workers, right? But look at this. You can't assign this guy to here. So I'm guessing, I haven't tried this, but let's buy a vehicle. Now, I think it would be nice to get this, but I don't want to wipe out all our money, and I'm not sure that this one won't do fine for us in the future. If we're flush with cash, maybe we can get the bigger one and see. I'm assuming this one would be close to twice as fast. It's much more powerful and more tons, and doesn't really tell you the actual speed like a lot of other equipment does, but it certainly drives faster. Well, no, it doesn't even drive faster. It must carry more stuff. I don't really know. But let's just get this guy because we can afford it, and it's the biggest one we can really sort of afford. I know we could pay for that one, but I don't want to go down to 5,000 rubles. We need to buy some farm equipment sometime soon, I hope. All right, so let's get this guy. Now it says no workers. There you go. So... I don't know what to say about that. So let's, I did already, in anticipation of all that, buy us a bus. So let's get that guy started. I just have him going down to this platform. I'm not sure if that's the best one or not. You know, but either way, there's plenty of people going to work down on either one of them, it seems. So people that want work. All right, so we should have some people up here, which means I think we're all ready to go, right? Like, we don't need bricks and boards for doing a railroad track. So we'll see. And while we're waiting for that bus, let's take a quick look up here. And I've been completing some roads here. As a matter of fact, I want to do... Yeah, see, this is... I'm going to just delete this road out. I kind of put it there half to remind myself. Careful whenever you use this tool. Hit the escape before you click on anything else. And let's rebuild the gravel road from this quarry. There we go. Now the other thing, I don't want to get too far ahead. I didn't asphalt these because... I don't have a huge amount of gravel up here. So gravel is definitely an issue. And I think a lot of things are becoming an issue. You know, you get in these games and it's like you increase one thing and it's like it causes you to have to increase everything else. And yeah, you can't just ramp up like certain things to your heart's content without some ramifications. Where are we going? We're going over here. Yeah, you might as well gravel that road so it's done. And at least these roads will be usable, at least temporarily. I do want to asphalt them because, you know, they'll be used a lot by trucks potentially. But who knows? This one's asphalted. I don't know. It won't hurt. So there we go. We have a food factory, huh? Now, we don't have any workers, do we? So I guess what we need to do is get a bus stop over here as well. I keep seeming to forget about bus stops. I want to spin it this way. Usually I try to put the bus first, but I can see we've got a nice entrance for pedestrians. Let's go as close as we can. Turn it like that. There we go. So let's also get this guy doing this road. There we go. We still have work to do on this, and we also have work to do on this. So is this guy done? Yeah, he's into steel laying. What does this guy need for his first? He needs gravel. And yeah, so this is why I don't want to use up too much of my gravel. There goes, and then we're going to need gravel for the concrete, you know, so we may run out of gravel before this is all done. But let's go ahead just so it's done and I don't forget to do it. And we're waiting on that bus, aren't we? Because we're going to miss our first track laying if I don't hurry up. All right, so there we go. So this guy's busy for a while. Let's head back to here. Oh, we missed him. Oh, boo. All right, I was hoping for like the grand ribbon cutting, you know, but I guess this is close enough. So there we go. We're laying track. It was, you know, a good amount of work. You know, our money took a hit. Now, hopefully, you know, hopefully all that's kind of calmed down on the money thing. If we look at our imports, yeah, our food import from the west or from the east is pretty slim. The Soviet. Let's see, we're still. All right, clothes are kind of killing us, but again, we're going to have a bunch of corn coming in. I'm not sure, you know, I'm sure what we could probably do is, yeah, see, we're still spending a good amount of money on food. Even though I did our little improvement here. So let's just check out how our little improvement's doing. Yeah, see, we have a truck waiting there, and how much food does he have in him? Yeah, so he's waiting. That's good. And then we got another one coming right in. Yeah, good. So that at least this guy's producing food as fast as he can. How is our corn holding up? Our corn's still increasing. So that's telling me, you know, that we have more corn than we can produce food with the number of workers we're getting in here. So it might mean that we want to find an unspecified building if we have such a thing. That guy's already going. This guy's for the schools. And I haven't paid attention to the schools. Look at that. Everybody seems pretty specified, don't they? Yeah. I don't want to mess with things too much without. Yeah, those guys all go to the coal. So everybody sort of has an assignment. So we might want to try to ramp up our workers here one way or the other. We do have a bus stop that we could use, quote, in reverse maybe, or maybe we can figure out that like we don't need so many people going to the meet, maybe cut down on that or something. Yeah, we got quite a few people. We got more people going to the meet at this point, which is what? It's yeah, small plus bus platform 2. We'd have to find the buses. Yeah, do we have one of these guys going to small? Yeah, you know what? Let's take off. Let's take this guy and just. Oh, what happened to our power there? Yeah, so you guys don't go there. Just go to the food factory. See if we can't up that. Now, the other thing I probably should look at before I try to balance too much is this. Yeah, see, look, we don't have much food in there at this point, which is good. It means we're getting it out of there quickly enough. And, you know, I think this is definitely probably improving our efficiency. We're just not there. We need to get... Oh, thank you, save. What we really need to get is like a food distribution here. But look, good. We got food in there. We're not paying for it at this moment. Yeah, we just need to improve that efficiency. Maybe we'll make a separate video. But, oh, now, see, look, this guy is just assigning himself stuff, even though he's not on auto search. So I'm a little bit upset about that because now how do I stop him? Right? Like, if I don't want him, like, I don't necessarily want him working on this steel platform here next, but what if he picks that? Like, I like picking my own construction, so. All right, well, we'll see what happens. See what happens with that, but can I, well, yeah. Do I want to, let's just do a little experiment here. Okay. So he didn't, you know, I don't know why he chose to do that without me telling him to, but we'll see if he keeps doing that, or I'll keep an eye on him. Hopefully we can get him to behave himself, so to speak. Yeah, our voltage is flashing. Yep, here he comes again. All right, well, at least we're making tracks. We'll work out the bugs and or the lack of knowledge issues, which is, I don't know. I think this game has a couple bugs, but I think when I read the forums, people complain about things, and a lot of times it's just, look, it could be a game decision. They don't want this to be, like, so easy. Like, people are always complaining about the leveling, and it's, you know, I mean, I put together these tracks without too much heartache. It's, like I said in my one comment, who did I comment? Somebody made a comment. I'm sorry, I'm bad with names. Nicola or something like that. Here, let me go to it, just because I hate when people do that. They mention a comment. Here we go. One more second. 2 more seconds. There we go. Nathan. See, I knew N. So Nathan mentioned, you know, placing the tracks, and yeah, my head hurts after doing it, but, you know, look, I made nice level places. I did my road laying trick and my building leveling trick. And the other thing I would recommend is, here, let's turn on the wireframe so you guys can see. See, this is I went and made, like with the school building, a pretty level area here. I know it's not perfect, but I actually, like, drove the lines through, and then I sort of leveled everything out reasonably, and it goes together fairly well at that point. So, you know, but yeah, if you try to do this on the side of a hill, which I have attempted, you know, in some experimenting. Now look at all this little bits, because it's, yeah, I'm not sure how well this is a good idea, but we'll see. You know, I mean, at least that'll get us, say, the idea being that I can keep this a lot simpler if I have this crossover going either which way they want to go to get on the right track. So anyway, we're placing rail, and did he, yeah, see, look, he just assigned himself this one. Yeah, I wish that they wouldn't just assign themselves, you know. I appreciate that the programmer, you know, needs to work on this building. This building's buggy, and hopefully that's in one of the updates. And by buggy, I mean it just doesn't, it should act like the other buildings as far as I think the construction goes, right? Like when I click on a construction building, I mean, so that you know what to expect from it. But when you want to do the construction like I do, the only way I guess to stop them is to, like, cut the rail off at a certain point. So we'll see. We'll see what he does. Right now he's building what I want him to. Okay. Well, I'm going to come back when our farm is ready. Not come back. I think I'm going to call this an episode, even though it might be a little bit shorter than some of them, because we have rails being built. That was my big goal. And I know this probably wasn't the most exciting episode in the sense that we were mostly just working on straightening out some problems. But I did want to show you guys that, you know, a lot of times I fix those things when we're not on camera. And I've had a comment where it's like, oh, you make everything look so easy. Yeah, I mean, because I try to pay attention to those things, or at least look them up once in a while. And a lot of times that's the kind of stuff that I'm running around looking for, you know, when we're like, oh, look, we're running out of gravel here. Or, you know, you just, you know, if you're a little bit proactive, I mean, there's just a million things to check, but come in here and check, okay, how's my fuel balance versus this? Like, because if one gets all jammed up, you're not going to be able to produce the other kind of thing. Like this cannot store fuel, say, like, so we're not using enough fuel in order to make more bitumen kind of thing. So, you know, not much I can do about that, but that's also, by the way, one of the reasons that I was using the bitumen is so that I would keep making fuel, right? Like you want to do that. Now that's another reason that you want to probably set up a nice export thing for the fuel and bitumen, which is worth a good amount of money. So that way you could dump some fuel so you don't run out of bitumen, or vice versa. So anyway, go ahead and check those things whenever you get bored. You know, sometimes it's easy to just sit here and watch them do their construction thing, but it's not always the best to just sit there and do that. Well, there we go. So we got gravel back anyway. Maybe not a ton of it. Well, tons of it, but you know what I'm saying. Maybe not enough, but at least we got it going. We have our, yeah, so we can fire this guy up anytime we want. At this moment, because this is not a great sum of money, I want to save that money for buying farm tractors, because we're really kind of close to farm tractors, aren't we? Especially as soon as we get this going, we will be ready to fire this guy up and see if we can't get some food coming out of here. So, well, guys, I hope you've enjoyed the episode, and I hope you tune back for the next one. Have a good day and take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.